Did Blake Lively's director, Paul Feig, just prove she's lying? Also, why won't they just admit that Blake and Anna hate each other?
Did Anna Kendrick just diss Blake Lively on the red carpet of their new movie? You guys are not going to want to miss this one.
It's gotten to the point where Anna Kendrick cannot hide the fact that she hates Blake Lively. Blake Lively has been so difficult for her to deal with, especially on A Simple Favor. Now we have to promote another Simple Favor, and I don't think Anna Kendrick can hide back her true feelings.
Did Anna Kendrick just expose Blake Lively in the most awkward interview ever? Because this is the clip that has everyone talking. For years, rumors of a feud between the two stars have floated around, but this latest interview just made things undeniably obvious. At first glance, it looks like just another red carpet interaction. Blake Lively smiling for the cameras, Anna Kendrick keeping it professional. But then, the moment comes. Blake is asked how she feels about working with Anna again, and her response is just painfully short.
Take a listen to what she has to say, Blake Lively has to say when she got there, and then we're going to play Anna Kendrick.
Like, what does it mean to be back with Anna?
Oh, it's the best. I'm so happy.
Fans immediately picked up on the tension, and social media exploded with theories. Was this Anna subtly confirming the long-rumored rift, or was she just over the Hollywood fake nice act? Either way, this clip reignited a conversation that Blake and Anna have been desperately trying to avoid. But here's the thing, this tension didn't start here. It's been brewing for years, and if you've been paying attention, the signs were always there. So let's break it all down, starting from the very beginning. To understand why this interview clip is such a big deal, we need to go back to where it all started.
So both of you are very active on social media, and there are a lot of people have opinions about you. How do you kind of just like, you know, not let it affect you at all?
Everyone's opinion of me is just so positive. I do let it affect me. I do. Because everyone's like, you're great, and I'm like, I know.
You're not great. Blocked.
Yeah.
Do you block people ever?
No, I've muted some people. Now that it's a function on Twitter and Instagram, there's a couple people that I have muted.
Good.
Yeah. Blake Lively.
2018, when Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively starred together in A Simple Favor. On the surface, the two seemed like a perfect match, both charismatic, talented, and experienced in Hollywood. But behind the scenes, things were reportedly much more complicated. During filming, early reports suggested friction between the two actresses. Crew members allegedly noticed tension, with Anna and Blake keeping their interactions strictly professional, rarely chatting outside of takes. Some insiders claimed Anna found Blake difficult to work with, while others suggested Blake felt overshadowed by Anna's comedic timing and on-screen presence. Things escalated during the press tour for the film, where awkward moments between the two were hard to ignore. In interviews, Blake often took over conversations, talking at length, while Anna seemed visibly uninterested or uncomfortable.
I think we are the only person who can tell ourselves that we're good and that we're to give ourselves confidence, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it feels good when Anna gives me confidence, too. I like compliments. I'm not below compliments. That's what my mom always says. She's like, wants me to compliment her, and she's like, I'm not below compliments. I'm like, it's clear that you're not, because she's always soliciting.
Okay, because you were just telling me about like weird expressions that she gets wrong, wouldn't it be I'm not above compliments?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh, she gets it all wrong. I never even thought about it. She says it. Yes, she's not above compliments. My mom gets everything sort of
like expression. She was just telling me like
she'll be like
funny
smooth as pie. She'll be smooth as silk or whatever.
Easy as pie.
Yeah,
Right.
and smooth as silk. But my mom, I think, is a very confident person, and so for me, yeah, I sort of like struggled with that because I've sometimes judged her for being so confident, which I think is like not fair, right?
Yeah, you're such a bad daughter.
Terrible daughter.
Fans pointed out that Anna's usual witty and sarcastic energy was noticeably muted whenever she was next to Blake. Some speculated that their interactions were forced, with Anna avoiding eye contact and Blake overcompensating with enthusiasm. Then there was the infamous Vanity Fair lie detector test, where Anna was asked if Blake was nice. After a long pause, she answered, "Somewhat." The internet ran wild with speculation. Was Anna being petty? Or was she simply refusing to lie? The clip fueled rumors that all was not well between the two, and it didn't help that neither of them publicly addressed the moment. For a while, the speculation died down, until 2023, when the sequel, Another Simple Favor, was announced. Fans immediately questioned how Anna and Blake would handle working together again, given their alleged history. Some assumed they had moved on, but their recent red carpet appearances suggest otherwise. The South by Southwest Film Festival, where Another Simple Favor was screened, only made the situation more obvious. Unlike most co-stars promoting a film, Blake and Anna barely interacted. In group photos, director Paul Feig was strategically placed between them, and any direct engagement seemed minimal at best. When they were asked about working together again, the contrast in their answers, Blake's over-the-top excitement versus Anna's disinterest, was impossible to ignore. Then there's the "It Ends With Us" controversy, which added even more tension. Blake's involvement in the film has been met with backlash, with some fans criticizing her casting and questioning whether she's trying to control the narrative surrounding her public image. Anna, meanwhile, has kept a much lower profile, leading some to speculate that she's deliberately distancing herself from Blake's ongoing PR storm. Now, with this latest interview clip making rounds online, the narrative is clearer than ever. Anna and Blake don't like each other, and no amount of Hollywood PR can fully cover it up. But if you think this was bad, just wait until we break down the exact moment in that interview that made fans say, yeah, they definitely hate each other.
What does it mean to be working with Blake again?
Anna's three-word response is reigniting feud rumors. The ladies did not pose next to each other on the carpet. Director Paul Feig stood in between them, but they did stand together during the post-screening Q&A.
By the time Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively arrived at South by Southwest to promote Another Simple Favor, fans were already paying close attention. The two hadn't shared much screen time since the original 2018 film, and given the history of awkward press moments, many were curious to see how they would handle being in the same room again. What happened next only fueled the speculation. Unlike most co-stars promoting a major film, Anna and Blake were noticeably distant. Throughout the red carpet event, they were rarely seen together, and when they were, it was clear that neither was going out of their way to interact. Even in group photos, Paul Feig positioned himself between them, which some saw as a deliberate move to avoid any further controversy. The tension became even more obvious during the post-screening Q&A. While both actresses sat on stage, they never addressed each other directly. When Blake spoke, Anna's expression remained unreadable. When Anna spoke, Blake did what she does best, smiled through it. Fans online quickly zoomed in on the body language, noting that Anna seemed completely uninterested in engaging with Blake. Then came Paul Feig's damage control moment. Shortly after the event, Paul took to Twitter to shut down feud rumors, responding to online speculation with, "You're wrong. I love working with her. She's the most amazing collaborator." While this was meant to diffuse the situation, it only made things worse. Many pointed out that Paul never actually denied the tension between Blake and Anna, just that he enjoyed working with them. It felt like a carefully worded PR move rather than a genuine defense. But here's the thing, this wasn't just about one event. The appearance was just the latest in a long history of awkward red carpet interactions. Rewind to 2018, when Anna and Blake were promoting A Simple Favor. Even then, fans noticed how their interviews felt off. Blake would dominate conversations, while Anna sat back with a half-hearted smile. When Blake made jokes, Anna rarely laughed. There was always a sense of distance, even when they were seated side by side. One particular clip resurfaced from a past press event where the two were being interviewed together. When Anna corrected Blake's wording mid-sentence, Blake laughed it off, but Anna's expression was telling. She was over it. Fans have since pointed to these moments as proof that the feud has been simmering beneath the surface for years. But while Anna has always kept her distance, Blake has taken a different approach. If there's one thing Blake Lively knows how to do, it's control a narrative. Despite ongoing rumors about tension on set, she has always leaned into the Hollywood playbook, smiling, laughing, acting unbothered. At SXSW, she turned up the charm for the cameras, delivering carefully worded sound bites about how excited she was to work with Anna again. But for many, it came across as fake. Anna, on the other hand, has never been one for pretense. Unlike Blake, who plays into media expectations, Anna refuses to act like something is fine when it isn't. So when she was asked about working with Blake again and gave the shortest answer possible, people took notice. It wasn't just that Anna didn't try to match Blake's energy, it's that she couldn't even pretend to. This brings us to the moment that started it all, the viral interview clip that has fans convinced that Anna Kendrick has completely given up on faking it. And once you see it, you'll understand why. This is the clip that changes everything. For years, speculation has surrounded Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively's relationship. But this one interview might be the biggest confirmation yet that these two actresses are anything but friends. The moment is quick, subtle, and easy to overlook if you aren't paying close attention. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. The interview takes place on the red carpet at South by Southwest, where both Anna and Blake are promoting Another Simple Favor. A reporter asks Blake about what it was like to work with Anna again, and without hesitation, she puts on her signature bright smile and says, "It's the best. I'm so happy." On the surface, it seems like a perfectly normal response.
What does it mean to be back with Anna?
Oh, it's the best. I'm so happy.
But if you look closer, there's something off about it. The delivery feels forced, like she's saying what she's supposed to say rather than what she actually feels. The enthusiasm is there, but it doesn't feel genuine. Then the same question is directed at Anna, and instead of even attempting to match Blake's energy, she simply says, "Oh, you know, that's it. No follow-up."
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again?
Oh, we're talking about you all day.
Oh my God, I'm gonna take it.
Come on! Get it in selfie mode! Be prepared!
No attempt to soften the response, just 3 words that might as well be 3 giant red flags. She doesn't smile, doesn't fake excitement, doesn't even try to make it seem like she and Blake had a good time working together. The difference between the 2 responses is staggering, and the internet immediately took notice. Within hours, Twitter and Reddit were flooded with reactions. Some fans praised Anna for being real, saying she was done pretending for Hollywood's sake. Others speculated that this was her way of confirming what had long been rumored, that she and Blake simply do not get along. The clip quickly racked up millions of views across social media, with people analyzing every second of their body language, tone, and facial expression. Body language experts came in, breaking down exactly why Anna's response stood out so much. In their analysis, the lack of effort in her response wasn't just indifference. It was a deliberate choice. Most actors, even if they don't like their co-stars, would at least try to sound polite for the sake of professionalism. But Anna's tone, her stiff posture, and the complete lack of warmth in her voice all suggested that she was done pretending. This wasn't a case of someone being shy or awkward. This was someone who wanted to make it clear that she had nothing more to say about Blake Lively. Meanwhile, Blake's reaction to Anna's answer only made things even more interesting. After hearing Anna's dismissive response, Blake immediately looked away, shifting uncomfortably before refocusing on the next question. It was quick, but it was noticeable. If she truly didn't care about the rumors, why react at all? It almost seemed like she was expecting Anna to at least play along, and when she didn't, Blake had to recalibrate in real time. What makes this moment even bigger is that it's not an isolated incident. It perfectly fits into the larger pattern of awkward and uncomfortable interactions that have been happening between Anna and Blake for years. And if you compare this moment to past press events, the contrast becomes even more obvious. Take their original press tour for A Simple Favor as an example. During multiple interviews, Blake would often dominate the conversation, cutting off Anna mid-sentence or talking over her. In one clip, Anna was speaking about the film's dark humor when Blake interjected with a joke of her own. The camera caught Anna's face shifting into what can only be described as mild annoyance, before she quickly masked it with a professional smile. Fans at the time pointed out that Anna's usual sarcastic and sharp energy seemed toned down in Blake's presence, almost like she was holding back. Another example is the infamous Vanity Fair lie detector test. When Anna was asked if she thought Blake was nice, she hesitated for a split second before saying, "Somewhat." The test administrator confirmed that she was telling the truth. That moment alone was enough to get fans speculating, but this new interview clip seems to confirm that nothing has changed. If anything, Anna might be even less interested in pretending that she and Blake are on good terms. On the flip side, Blake's reaction to all of this has been predictable. She's sticking to her Hollywood playbook, pretending like nothing is wrong and that she and Anna are great co-stars. It's the same tactic she's always used: smile for the cameras, act unbothered, and deny any rumors that suggest otherwise. But the problem is, no one is buying it anymore. The forced enthusiasm, the overly cheerful sound bites, the way she keeps dodging any direct acknowledgement of the awkwardness, it's all adding up, and fans are starting to see through it. It's also important to look at how media outlets are handling this moment. While some headlines are brushing it off as just another awkward celebrity moment, others are taking it more seriously. Entertainment news sites have started running with the narrative that Anna and Blake's working relationship is strained, while gossip blogs are outright calling it a feud. The fact that this conversation is making headlines at all proves that people aren't willing to let it go this time. And here's the kicker: this could have been avoided. If Anna had simply given a neutral, generic response like, "It was great to work together again," this moment wouldn't have gone viral. But she didn't. She chose to say as little as possible, and in doing so, she said everything. At this point, the question isn't whether or not Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively are friends. It's whether or not they can even tolerate being in the same room together. But what happens now? With the movie still set to release, will they be forced to continue faking it for the cameras? Or is this the moment where they finally stop trying to cover it up? Because if you think this was awkward, just wait until you hear what happened after the interview. The moment the interview clip hit the internet, it spread like wildfire. Within hours, fans, gossip sites, and entertainment journalists were all dissecting the exchange between Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively, trying to determine if this was just another awkward Hollywood moment, or confirmation of a long-standing feud that neither actress can keep hidden anymore. Mainstream entertainment sites were quick to downplay the moment, running headlines like "Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively joke around at SXSW" and "No bad blood between a simple favor stars." Some articles even suggested that Anna's response was just her dry sense of humor and not actual shade. But fans weren't buying it. The biggest damage control attempt came from Paul Feig himself, who took to Twitter to address the growing speculation. In response to a tweet calling out the visible tension between Anna and Blake, Paul wrote, "You're wrong. I love working with her. She's the most amazing collaborator." It was a classic PR move, vague enough to cover his bases, but not an outright denial of any issues between the two. He never said Blake and Anna loved working together, only that he loved working with them. That distinction did not go unnoticed. Instead of shutting down the rumors, Paul's statement did the opposite. People started questioning why he felt the need to respond at all. If everything was fine, why was the film's director stepping in to defend them? To many, it felt like an attempt to control the narrative before things spiraled even further. But while Hollywood tried to spin the moment as a non-issue, social media had other plans. On Twitter, TikTok, and Reddit, fans immediately zoomed in on every micro-expression from the interview clip. Users broke down Anna's body language, Blake's reaction, and even the pauses between their responses, analyzing them like they were part of a true crime investigation. The memes came fast and furious. One particularly popular TikTok compared Blake's response to Anna's by overlaying a fake applause track over Blake's statement, followed by crickets when Anna spoke. Another TikTok creator did a full reenactment of the exchange, playing both roles and exaggerating Blake's over-the-top enthusiasm and Anna's flat response. At this point, the internet had already made up its mind. Whether it was intentional or not, Anna Kendrick had just delivered the most subtle yet brutal red carpet moment in recent memory. The big question remains, what happens next? Because whether they like it or not, Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively's strained dynamic is now a major part of the conversation surrounding Another Simple Favor. The first and most obvious impact of this situation is on their future collaborations. With Another Simple Favor set for release, the film's promotional tour isn't over yet, meaning Anna and Blake will likely have to share even more red carpet moments. But after this latest interview, it's hard to imagine either of them wanting to go through another press cycle together. The likelihood of a third film in the franchise. At this point, it's looking very unlikely. While the first movie was a hit and the sequel is expected to do well, studios prioritize chemistry between co-stars, and these two have zero. Even if the franchise were to continue, the studio might consider restructuring the cast rather than putting Anna and Blake through another round of awkward media appearances. Beyond this specific film, studios might also think twice about pairing them in future projects. Hollywood thrives on on-screen chemistry, and forcing two actors who clearly don't get along into another production could lead to unnecessary tension on set. This situation is also affecting their public images, but in very different ways. For Anna Kendrick, this viral moment has only reinforced her reputation for being real. Fans admire her for not pretending to be something she's not, and many are praising her for keeping her response short rather than forcing a fake Hollywood smile. In an industry where so many celebrities carefully curate their images, Anna's blunt honesty is being seen as refreshing. Blake Lively, on the other hand, is facing a different kind of backlash. Her overly enthusiastic response, paired with Anna's refusal to match her energy, has led many to believe that she's not as authentic as she appears. Some are even questioning how much of Blake's public persona is genuine, with this moment exposing the carefully calculated nature of her PR strategy. While this situation won't necessarily harm either of their careers in the long run, it does add a new layer to how the public perceives them. And with social media keeping receipts, this won't be forgotten anytime soon. At the end of the day, the question remains, is this a full-blown feud or just awkward press tour energy? Anna Kendrick's reaction was subtle but powerful, and Blake Lively's over-the-top response only made it more noticeable. One thing is clear, the internet isn't letting this go anytime soon. Fans are divided, media outlets are spinning their own narratives, and body language experts are still analysing every micro-expression. Do you think Anna was throwing shade, or are people reading too much into this moment? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love deep dive breakdowns like this, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update on Hollywood's most talked about moments.